Croton.tig is an astronomer. U4BHA, tincture of the oil from the sea. Croton oil is best known in its uses as a powerful purgative and as an irritant of the skin. The characteristic stool of croton is a sudden evacuation in one gush like a shot, followed by great prostration. Colic before stool, constant urging, aggravated from eating and drinking and from every moment. The evacuation is yellowish or yellowish green. On the skin, croton produces erythema, erysipelas, eczema, herpes, pustules. The antidote to croton is antimtox. Croton antidote is rootstock. Rootstock antidote is croton. Croton-tig antidote is antimtox. Some peculiar sensations are produced by croton, as if the skin were hidebound. Also mentally hidebound, cannot think outside of himself, as of a string pulling from one part to another, from eyeball to back of head, from nipple to back, with pain in nipple and when the child nurses, as if a plug were forcing outward at anus, cutting, stitching, stinging, stitching pains and burning stitches. Rising in transverse colon. When they use this in skin indications dull. If any skin disease which itches very much, but the patient cannot bear to scratch very hard as it hurts, a very slight scratch, a mere rub suffices to allay the itching. Erysipelas that itches exceedingly. He also gives atoria when there is much itching. Keste, who was among the first to use croton homeopathically, gives a very interesting account of it. He quotes Trousio and Philox as saying that it often happens that eruptions are developed on parts not touched by the remedy in those who have been engaged in making croton inactions on patients. The face and this croton especially have been thus attacked. The itching which it causes a face is at first more tingling than burning. The contrary taking place with rootstock. The itching changes to burning like the itching of rootstock if it is taken in large doses or applied externally. The eruptions in which they succeeded were urticaria, large copper-colored spots, also like liver spots, small red blotches not very apparent in thighs, abdomen and genitals of 15 years standing, all accompanied with intolerable itching. Two remarkable cases are recorded by Keste. A delicate cathetic sodic girl of 4 has suffered for 2 years without interruption from a fetid discharge from the nose, less in winter and more in summer. Before this, she had a vesicular eruption on chest and neck, which disappeared of itself, being followed in 3 or 4 days by the discharge. After the failure of sulfur, merxol, calcarea on the indication of the previous eruptions, Keste gave croton, and in less than a fortnight the disease lost 3/4 of its intensity, although it was in midsummer. 6 months completed the cure. The only other remedies given during the time being lobelia inflata and creosote. The other case was that of a man of 40, very fleshy, who for 15 years had been subject to attacks of gout, returning every spring, except on 2 occasions when a most fatiguing and obstinate exanthem appeared instead. This consisted in an intense redness of the whole body, accompanied with a burning itching, especially in the hollow of the hands, at the chest, and behind the ears. These spots were the seat of a yellowish plastic exudation emanating from a multitude of small vesicles in close contact with each other, which were only distinctly perceived in places where they were less numerous and where a greater degree of resistance on the part of the epidermis imparted to them a certain subsistence. Each time this eruption broke out, it lasted 3 months in spite of purgatives and the baths of barrages and aches, less pain. When Texture saw the patient, he had neither gout nor eczema, but a dry, racking, almost convulsive and unceasing cough. Skin rather hot, thoroughly, a little headache, heat in chest, no dyspnea. Sometimes, especially in the evening, but only for a few days, he showed a tendency to syncope. At the end of 3 weeks, having received no benefit from Chester's treatment, the patient took off his own accord 3 tablespoons of syrup of white poppy at bedtime. The cough ceased entirely for some hours and then returned in its old intensity. But during the intermission, the malady came out on the skin, and at daybreak the patient found himself covered from head to foot with his old horrible eczema. He was almost unrecognizable and in a state of the deepest anxiety and despair. He expected 3 or 4 months of it. Tesla now gave Croton. The itching disappeared the same day. Within 5 or 6 days, there remained not a trace of either cough or eruption. Patient mentally prepared కొంతకాలం పడుతుంది. As the patient removed from Paris, Tesla was not able to follow the case in subsequent years. Conrad Wettelhoff assured a case of proctalgia in a woman of 30 with Croton.tig. The attacks came on after stool, lasting half a day and preventing her from fulfilling her duties of teacher. There were no files, only sensitiveness of rectum to touch. He was led to the remedy by having previously had another patient who suffered from a similar pain after using Croton pills. Pain in the rectum came on with extreme intensity after straining a stool, and the patient, also a woman, was in agony for 3 hours afterwards with frequent tenesmus. The pills were stopped and Naloxone given, and she was well in a week. The eye symptoms of Croton are very strongly marked. Purulent ophthalmia, ulceration and hypopyon have been cured by it. Many of the symptoms of Croton spread from below upward. Touch, pressure and motion aggravate. Aggravation when sitting or crouching. Open air aggravates dizziness and fainting. Drinking cold water while heated causes complete loss of urine. Hot milk aggravates colic. Diarrhea is aggravated in summer. Many symptoms are aggravated at night, illustrated after sleep. Mind, sadness, sometimes with dislike to labor, or else with anxiety and displeasure concerning everything. Frequent melancholy, agitation, grumbling, discontented humor, dislike to languor. Nothing is desired but loitering, and to avoid all serious undertakings. Disordered aspect with eyes haggard, sparkling, weakness of memory, feeling as though one cannot think outside of himself, feels all pent up inside, and no chance for the thoughts to flow. General lassitude and depression. Pains in the limbs, general uneasiness, ill feeling with lassitude, followed by inclination to sleep, aggravated on lying down, with loss of sight and hearing, drops of sweat on forehead with a feeling of the impossibility of reaching the nearest house, with vertigo, paleness of face, lassitude and depression, striving to reach the open air where, however, the melody is increased, sensation as if the body were shattered, sometimes with frequent anxiety, sensation of numbness over whole body, great excitement throughout the whole body, general trembling, weakness, sometimes attended by uneasiness or else by depression, fainting fits, symptoms ameliorated during sleep.